Hey there, welcome to Eve News, Sports, and Weather. I'm Mike Azariah. Today is October the 13th of 2025, and let's get into it. According to Reddit, Frat has declared war on the initiative, claiming that trespassing and breaking a deal that they had. Initiative says no, they just want an excuse to have a battle, and that was it. It'll be interesting to see if anything comes of it, but you may want to watch that part of space for a little while in the north. Begun, the campaigns have. The CSM election is in full swing now with people doing campaigns. Look for various interviews. Kashal's running interviews, various streamers are running interviews. CCP will be doing their live interviews late this week, I believe. And so you get a chance to see them. There are 57 candidates running, including yours truly. So there should be some interesting interviews and that sort of thing. Of course, there are some people who put their name in the hat and then don't do a damn thing after that. Either they are depending on not actually getting elected and just want to throw their name in the hat for some strange reason, or they plan on having enough of their own people vote that they don't really care whether you vote for them or not. You'll be able to identify them by the total silence. Let's see, what else? Crimson Harvest is in full swing. Some are enjoying it, some are hating it, so it's Eve as usual. There's a really good, Kismeteer has an event page where he talks about various events that are ongoing. You can even go back and see when other events have happened. So I'll put a link to that. He has links to various people who've done good videos showing what fit they use to run some of the sites. Marauders and Gilas for the Gauntlet sites, and um, destroyers and frigates for the bio cybernetic sites. It's a good link and a good person to follow. Eve Down Under happened recently, and I want to mention that specifically. I'll put a link to probably the Eve News or the Community Beat. But if you get a chance, go to a live event. Live events are great to go to. And the funny thing is that you can be enemies with somebody in space, but you get a chance to sit down and say, "Do you remember when we shot you or ambushed you or no, your guy? We was a spy for us the whole time." And just exchange, have a beer with them, sit down. You'll realize that you're playing a game, and these are friendly people to play with. You make fewer enemies the more people you meet. Of course, there are some people you cannot please, and they will remain your enemies, especially if you call their girlfriend fat. That's a reference to an old event. I will leave it at that. Let's see. Pochven is celebrating Totality, which is the anniversary of when they managed to steal the 27 systems from normal space to make Pochven. Yes, I flew on the Edencom side, so I'm still a little bitter about losing those 27 systems, especially since one of them was a bus base and I lost a fair number of ships into that area. No, I haven't gone and put it on fire sale. I went and rescued the Gnosises that I could and managed to get out, but the rest of the smaller stuff I left there. Uh, what else? Oh, changes in alliance numbers. Advent Coalition went up 243. A group called Pale Sanctum Alanctus Alliance dropped 201, bringing their total membership to one person. So that's pretty much a dead or dying alliance right there. Violence wise, we had Nullsec was Kilo Tech India Yankee November Whiskey 254 over 186. Low-sec was Dal at 713 over 193. And in high-sec it was Ofe with 745 over 68, which is interesting that we're going back to ships, but not so much the pods. Jita was the exception to that at 258 over 316, so they're still doing more pods. But mainly, I think most people have found out that the event is happening and said, "I'm going to fly with an empty head, so I will not lose things the way other people do." Uh, NPC space, it was Paragon Soul with Zulu, Delta, Yankee, Alpha, TAC, Gulf at 41,111 ships died in the last 24 hours. I took what some of you commented over on various sites over the last week. And I do think I'll be doing a bit of CSM related stuff in a separate video. So you're not going to be bored by me doing campaigning or talking about the CSM, other than just reminding you that it is coming and that voting starts on October 27th, my birthday. But other than that, I won't do campaign type stuff here. Going back to the live event I was talking about, I've been to two Vegases and two or three fan fests, not to mention the chance to meet other players either locally or going to things like the CSM Council. And every time I love meeting the people and being able to sit down and talk to them. It's funny though, when you meet people, I was telling this story the other day, you know them by their character name, but you don't always know their real name. And so at 1E Vegas, I was invited to a birthday party for Protovarius. That's the name I knew him by, Protovarius. And Kira was going to be there and other people, but I knew everybody by their game name. And I never thought to say, what's your real name? And I had never met these people. And this was in an earlier part of Eve when we didn't do as much video stuff. So it had all been text and voice. So they say the birthday is on Thursday or Friday and it's going to be at Hooters at this time. So my wife and I go to Hooters. Sidebar, the waitresses in some of the casinos dress more scantily than the waitresses in Hooters. The Hooters girls actually looked overdressed compared to what we had gotten used to over the past 24 or 48 hours. But I get there, go up to the front desk and say, I'm here for a party, but I don't know the name that it's under. I said, so I'm looking for a group of people, probably somewhere between 12 and 20 people, celebrating a birthday. Do you have anything like that? She says, well, there's one group over in this side area. We can take you over there. And so she leads me over to this little side kind of enclosed alcove. And there's a bunch of people sitting at a table looking like the Last Supper. And I look at them and they look at me. And it's kind of like, am I in the right place? I said, hello? And five of them all yelled, Mike! And we had a grand time. Tequila shots were passed around and it was great. But the funny thing was, my name is Mike. So I was greeted by both my character name and my real name, but to, I did not know their name. So it was really a nerve wracking thing for somebody who is a highly functioning introvert. That's what my wife refers to me as. So if you get a chance to go meet Eve players, this is as much a hobby as it is a game because it is so grown outside of the normal boundaries of a game. Take the opportunity. There are meetups all around the globe. There are websites that will tell you where Eve meetups are happening, but London, Australia, let's see, various Germany has a big meetup. Iceland has the big one. There's several meetups in the States between Eve Vegas, Eve Northwest. I don't know if the Southeast has one or Eve Northeast, Minnesota, those type of people. But you have a chance to meet them and maybe do some diplomacy or get invited to a new group because they decided, hey, he's a pretty cool guy, can hold his alcohol. Let's have him come with us. If you have an opportunity like that, take it. Other than that, that's all I've got for you. So I hope you have a lovely one. I am once again drinking fortified apple wine from trees locally, including my own. And I will talk to you in about a week, less if I do the CSM stuff. Have yourselves a good one. Talk to you in a bit. Laters.